off-season training and all the nutrition and things, guys are more athletic. I don't know if they're better players, but they're much more athletic. And already we've seen some jaw-dropping highlights.
More athletic than when you played?
Without question, but they're not better players, not better skilled players, but they definitely – it's like you think about this. In archery, do you have to be athletic?
I don't know. Ask Shaq. He's the archer.
And when you do your archery, do you have to be athletic?
Yes, because I shoot with my toes.
Well, there it is. End of my point.
I'm glad that you asked Shaq. Or whatever.
I do. Live from New York at the home of the Knicks, it's the NBA. For the Knicks, they continue their stretch of home games. This is a team showing a better record this year over last. This was their goal, and it's coming to fruition so far.
And right now for the Knicks, it has taken no time for them to come together as a team. I mean, no time. There wasn't much being said about them preseason, but now everybody's got them in their radar.
Well, they couldn't have asked for a better start to their campaign. I mean, give credit to the coaching staff for customizing a game plan and system suited to the talent.
Here's the starting group for Houston. Modiunas and Howard, the post pair. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. And it's Beverly in at the 1 spot. That's good. Playing alongside James Harden, a lot less pressure, too, on Dwight Howard to carry the load offensively these days. It's certainly, Clark, made things easier for him.
Not only easier, I think it's been more comfortable for him as a secondary scorer. Rolling to the rim, crashing the offensive glass, those are things he can do at a high level for a lot longer, I think.
And so the Houston Rockets get the first points of the ball game. Anthony, and he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays. That's good from Anthony. Calderon with it. Pass to O'Quinn. To the paint. Afflalo, that's good. Afflalo's got his first 2 points.
And listen, Howard took his share of criticism for not being more aggressive and polished scoring on the low post. And the Rockets, though, a numbers-minded team. They know he's at his best as a rim runner in the pick and roll. I love how he used his height advantage on that shot.
And he had the nice soft touch with it, too.
Calderon kicks to Anthony. Pass to Porzingis. Dishes to Afflalo. The pass to Porzingis. Some nice passing by New York here. Calderon, no good.
And for Howard, really his biggest shortcoming offensively has been the free throw shooting. I mean, he averages close to 9 attempts per game over the course of his career. If he could improve that shot, boy, you talk about making a big difference in his production. You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Now, here's Calderon. 8 points his last outing. Kicks it to Carmelo.
Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam.
And you could see that dunk coming from a mile away. I mean, he lives for those moments.
And so do all of his fans. He doesn't disappoint. Clark, when he's got a clear path to the bucket, he's going to do something, you know, special.
And, Kevin, you're right. He definitely had a clear path on that one. Very little defense being played right there.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play.
Well, they finally missed on their 4th shot of the game. That's a good way to start things off.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
And so it's Houston with it, following the score by New York. There's a screen by Modiunas. Howard with a screen on Afflalo. Passes it to Modiunas. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Like last season, we saw Moni Eunice make some nice strides.
Yeah, big uptick in his scoring efficiency, Kevin. Both his shooting from beyond the arc and from within the arc increased.
And Monte Eunice actually showing a newfound post repertoire there. I mean, he's deceptive. He has hooks and pump fakes, little up and unders. The Rockets looked to him for offense when they weren't playing through Harden.
Moni Eunice drops both of them.
And Monte Eunice is a very confident player. I think where he can still improve is his rebounding and defensive impact. With a 7-foot frame, he's got to learn to play like a 7-footer.
Here's Porzingis. 11 points for him in that last game against Miami. Here's Anthony. And the shot falls short this time. The Rockets have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And it's time for an injury report. Now for an update on Jose Calderon's injury, let's go to Doris Burke.
Guys, I had a moment to catch up with the Knicks head athletic trainer. Not what we wanted to hear, guys. It sounds like it's a very serious injury. That is going to make things very hard on them in what is still a very young season. Hopefully, as early as it is, he has time to recover and help this team down the road. Guys?
All right, Doris, thanks. Well, guys, certainly not the news his fans were hoping for.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, it sounds like he's got a long road ahead of him in terms of his recovery.
And for the team, they're going to have to make some major adjustments during his absence.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Ariza. Ariza with another miss.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
Guys, right from the start, it's been apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
And he knocks down the first one. Thomas checked in for the Knicks. And then for Houston, Michael Beasley. He's checked in for Ariza. Brewer comes in for James Harden. And Godlock subbed in for Patrick Beverley. Good on both. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, all right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Yes, I had the chance to talk with the head coach for Houston. He's been chewing over the best plan of attack against this defense with all that shot blocking inside. He said the big thing is we can't play hero ball. We've got to be unselfish and trust our offense. Kevin, we'll see if they can turn the tables this time around and even the season series. Back to you.
Thank you, Doris, and quite a focus for the game here early on, and an important one too, guys.
Yeah, I mean, up against this team, finding ways to crack their defensive shell is always going to be the #1 challenge.
And I would say it would be the #2 and #3 challenges as well, guys.
Well, looking back on last season, you didn't know where the Rockets would end up in terms of seeding in the playoffs. Ended up with the 2 seed because they won the Southwest Division, and as it turned out, everything worked out very well for them.
It really did, and had a divisional matchup in that first round against the Mavs, but the Rockets took care of business in that series and would advance.
The Knicks leading by 4. There's a screen by Williams. Now here's a Flalo. Defense is right there. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. While there's a chance, let's show you the teams that have thrived on the fast break this season. #1, the Knicks.
You really got to admire their conditioning. I mean, it takes a major commitment to play that fast-breaking style, and they are all in.
start now, gentlemen. 2 shots. Loose shots.
And that one falls for Aaron Aflalo. Well, nobody said, Greg, being in the NBA was for the faint of heart. The Knicks in a few short years have gone from a playoff team, unfortunately, to the worst team in the NBA.
Hard to fathom, Kevin, that the Knicks did enter last season with playoff aspirations, but that quickly vanished. They were just completely overmatched and overwhelmed.
And so he makes both from the line.
You know, the Knicks made the playoffs every season between 1988 and 2001. It's kind of strange now to see the Knicks struggle to get into the playoffs so often. Only 3 trips in the playoffs the last 10 seasons.
Rockets trail by 6.
And listen, the pressure is always on the Knicks to make the playoffs just because of where the team is. Being in New York can have its advantages, but it comes with expectations that your team will be in the postseason.
Now here's Thomas. He kicks to Galloway. He feeds it to Williams. Upside Thomas. Clock at 6. It's rebounded by Houston. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
How about the athleticism on display defensively in that win?
Yeah, it was reflected in their shot block total, Greg. I mean, they were very disruptive, which I think is a combination of hustle and muscle. There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
New York, no good that time either. Beasley. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Knicks lead by 6. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break.
And I can't quit, all I know is HBK, yeah, you know how we. And I can't quit, all I know is HBK, yeah, you know how we.
And let's take a moment to hear a little bit from Josh Smith about his development throughout his NBA career.
You know, coming in at 18, you know, really inexperienced, not knowing what this league was about. And I went through so many stages. I've grown tremendously over my career.
You kind of hear that growth in his voice, don't you think? And it's interesting to hear Josh Smith talking about getting introspective about himself and his game at this point of his career.
You know, that's a great point there, Kevin. I mean, like he says, he really has grown tremendously as a player, as a teammate, as a man, and just as an adult person in society. And he's become a real credit to our game.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And looking at what we've seen from the Knicks so far, what do you guys think?
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Really a big part of why they're on top here. The defense has been on point.
And so in the game for the Rockets, Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Modiunas and Howard the post pair. And it's Beverly in at the point guard. Now here's Harden. 9 points last game out. They get the rebound, and it's blocked. Anthony against Ariza. Here's Galloway. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Galloway's got the first basket of the second quarter for the Knicks. Rockets trail by 9. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Beverly, the pass to Modiunas. On the wing, Harden. He's guarded by Calderon. Harden's shot is good.
Listen, guys, James Harden, clearly the front runner for the best shooting guard in the NBA, arguably in the conversation for the best player in our league. And listen, he's a league leader in scoring a season ago. He's a one-man wrecking crew offensively.
New York leading by 7. The feed to O'Quinn. He dishes it to Galloway. Pass to Anthony. Some nice passing by New York here. Shot clock at 5. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Well, a break on the floor, so let's talk about the league's small forwards, shall we, for a second, and see which of them have led the league in free throw shooting this season. Second, Carmelo Anthony.
And there are some smooth strokes among that group, guys. I mean, just effortless perfection when they are at the stripe.
And I think that allows them to be really ultra aggressive driving the lane, which is exactly what a coach wants in a small forward. I mean, get to the cup for a layup or get to the line for surefire free throws. You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play him.
Here's Galloway. The dish to Calderon. Off the screen. Cannot hit. Good D by Harden.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
And Beverly kicks to Moniunas. From outside, off the mark. The Knicks leading by 5. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Galloway, the pass to Carmelo. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. And that's now 7 points for Carmelo Anthony.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Now, here is Harden. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. Anthony kicks to Galloway. Pass to Porzingis. Beyond the arc. And again, New York with the triple.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket, for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
And it's something we haven't seen much of at the opposite end of the floor.
A different look for New York. Derek Williams comes in for Kyle O'Quinn. And it's a Flalo in for Langston Galloway. And a switch here also for Houston. Terrence Jones is checked in for Moniunas. Rockets trail by 10. Beverly dishes to Jones. Flalo against Harden. This one for 3. Shot is off. And New York the other way now. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
Oh, my goodness. He's just getting nasty on him now. Wow.
Yeah, now that they've built up a lead, this is when he really breaks out those incredibly... slick moves.
Man, like a Ginsu knife, just slicing and dicing.
Here's Jones. The Knicks making the shot. It's deflected. Down low. Here's a Flalo. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Anthony's got his 4th assist in this one.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Now here's Harden. Feeds to Howard. Shot to stop the run, and he lays it up and in. Howard's got 6 points.
Excellent execution of the plan there.
New York leading by 12.
Just call him the Beard. James Harden, not just iconic, but also entering the conversation for the best player in the NBA.
Here's Williams. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Anthony's shot is off.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
We've got 1:08 left to play here in the half. The pass to Harden. Rebound by Williams. And speaking of Harden and being the best, he'd certainly tell you so. He referred to himself as the best all-around player in the league. What do you think?
And I think he's right in that category. A lot of people laughed him off when he said that, but he's been a legitimate MVP candidate. His defense has gotten better, and obviously his offensive game is off the charts.
Here's Beverly. Buries the long-range jumper. Beverly's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. The Knicks have gone 6 of 10 from the floor here in the second quarter. The drive by Anthony, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
The Knicks leading by 11. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for New York. Lance Thomas comes in for Carmelo Anthony. Houston with a big group substitution here. Smith checked in for Howard. Beasley comes in for Trevor Ariza. Corey Brewer's checked in for James Harden. And it's Andrew Goudlock in for Patrick Beverly. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Screen by Smith. Goudlock passes to Brewer. Smith with a screen on a Flalo. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Beasley. Dishes it to Smith. Houston needs to get a shot off. His three-pointer's off the mark. And that does it for the first half of play. It's the Knicks up by 11. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Josh, what do you need to do in the second half as a team to come away with this win tonight?
First 5 minutes is going to be big for us. We got to go out with the same intensity and energy that we did in the second quarter. We have to withstand it for 2 more quarters and hopefully come out with a win.
Josh, thanks for the time. Good luck in the second half. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show being put on here for the home fans tonight. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. New York holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They lead by 11. Shaq, what you think?
The bulk of their offense, Ernie, Kenny, is come in the paint. See, it's just as good. It's hard-nosed basketball when you play in the post. Trust me, I know. You wouldn't know nothing about that, Kenny, little man.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about the Rockets?
Well, they're facing a very hot team in the first half. I mean, guys are shooting the ball lights out. But you have to do more to get stops. I mean, tough defense is the key. And if you put pressure on the ball and more bodying up down low, that's going to establish more aggressive tone that might shut them down in the second half.
All right, and that'll do it for us here. We now take you back to the second half of our game. Kevin Harlan ready with the call.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback.
Talk about some great numbers for Flalo. 12 points, and he's managed to get 4 of his points by way of the free throw line.
And Clark, that might not make the highlight reel, but those are important points nonetheless.
The Knicks leading by 11. Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. And New York, looking at who they've got. Porzingis is out there with Anthony. Then there's Kyle O'Quinn. Then there's Aflalo, and it's Calderon in at the point. And so here is Houston. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Detroit, where they'll face the Pistons. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Harden inside the three-point line. No good off the back of the rim.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
And so it's New York with it. Harden missing his last shot. Just 4 to shoot. Follow the pass to Porzingis. Got a piece of it. And here we go. Harden heading to the hoop. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Harden's got the first basket of the second half here for the Rockets. The Knicks leading by 9. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute playing. There's the pick. And O'Quinn kicks to Calderon. The wing jumper off target.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
Passes it to Harden. Connects from three-point range. Harden's got 5 points now this quarter.
Really good job of creating just enough space to let that one fly.
The drive by Anthony. Pass to Porzingis. Rockets with the rebound.
And guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie last season, but he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year for this past summer's draft. Seems to have worked out for him as far as how his draft stock has changed.
Now here's Calderon. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Sinks it, and the shot from Porzingis.
That one goes down, but offensively, just 1 of 4 to start the third quarter.
Greg, you're right with Porzingis. It made sense for him to wait one more year. Clark has a lot to learn, but still comes over, as a much talked about player, a much better player than had he declared last season.
I agree with you, yet he'll still need time to develop, but all the ingredients are there. He's got a chance to be a really good player.
Yeah, the Latvian had a great shot for his height, and there'll be an interesting stretch for in the NBA.
Good call.
Langston Galloway's checked in for New York. Unis' shot is good.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
Yeah, 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have come from beyond.
Now, here's O'Quinn. Aflalo outside. Kicks to O'Quinn. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Boy, last year the Rockets dealt with a lot of injuries. I mean, the front court and post players were hit the hardest. I think almost every Rocket big would end up missing some time.
And last season, GA, as you were talking about, the injuries for the Rockets did pile up. Dwight Howard was out. Terrence Jones was out. They missed those guys for multiple games.
Yeah, and that hurt them inside. But also, remember, Beverly goes down right before the playoffs. So in all, the Rockets had 180 missed games on their roster due to injury. Amazing they stayed so resilient and were able to capture that 2 seed.
That misses, so he splits the free throws. Rockets trail by 7. Here's Ariza, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Oh, wow. 4 of 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire.
For New York, they've gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. Now here's Aflalo. 12 points for him.
Melo having a terrific game. He's got 11 points, and there's a nice number in his assist column as well.
It really has been, Clark. He's created a lot of open looks for his teammates. Very unselfish play from him today.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Anthony. Last season ended with the Knicks pretty much packing it in, but Clark, it didn't start out that way.
You know what? Not at all. I mean, the Knicks were picked by many, Kevin, to be a playoff team last season. Clearly, things did not go as planned.
Lance Thomas, he's checked in for Porzingis. So Anthony nails both of them.
And it became clear, thinking about the Knicks again, I mean, it made sense for a team with injuries and being in disarray on the floor to just battle for that lottery.
Unis sets a screen for Harden. Ariza has the open look. No good with the triple.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by.
You know, kind of packing it in for the sake of being better in the future can possibly work in New York for a year or two, but not longer than that. The media will eat you up there if you don't start making some progress towards winning, pleasing basketball.
And the Rockets have lost out on some free agent wars the past few years. They have remained competitive, but you wonder what could have been if they landed or kept some of those big names.
And with the Rockets, it's no secret that they take a very analytical approach to team building. Greg, you and I have talked about that. And Clark, you wonder if that hurts them in free agency.
Well, when your front office makes no qualms about viewing players as simply just assets, it can be a hard sell to a free agent.
Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for New York. Derek Williams comes in for Anthony. And then for Houston, Terrence Jones is checked in for Howard. Brewer comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Andrew Goudlock in for Patrick Beverley. Now, here is Harden. 9 points in the game so far. Second shot opportunity, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. Well, for Terrence Jones, Clark, a very scary episode to begin last season. He suffered from a rare nerve damage to his left leg.
Yeah, he wondered if he'd be able to play again after missing 3 months. He finally got back out on the court. Good for him, because I enjoy watching him play.
That free throw missing.
And I tell you what, the Rockets are happy to have Terrence Jones back and healthy. They tried to acquire Bosh last season, looked like they had it, but make no mistake, Jones was always going to be a player not only with tremendous potential, but someone that they view as a valuable commodity on that roster.
He hits the second from the line.
And guys, Terrence Jones, good numbers as far as blocks and rebounding and scoring around the rim. He's also shown potential as far as playing on the perimeter. The Rockets hope he can fill that spread four role for them moving forward.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
At the elbow, Smith. Inside, Brewer, and it's denied. And they'll keep possession.
A lot of tough teams in this league, Kevin. Here's where New York sits right now. First in fewest turnovers a game. First in points off fast breaks. And they're number 2 in rejections. This is a team that thrives on blocking shots and takes great pride in it.
And going back to their turnovers, fewest in our league, that shows you the intelligence they play with. You have to beat them. They are not going to do it for you.
Shooting two.
He misses the free throw.
And for Terrence Jones, there's a quiet excitement surrounding him in personnel circles. Last season, he was a much better rim protector, way up in blocks, and his three-point percentage was up as well. So those are the kinds of year 3 improvements that talent evaluators are always looking for, especially when you come into the league.
Woo! Sublime stuff, guys. Absolutely sublime.
Clark, he's going to start putting on a show now.
And that's usually how it goes. Once they get that lead, it's almost like they give him free reign.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. Goudlock dishes to Smith. Now, here's Brewer. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
Tell you what, they're going to have to do a better job of boxing this fella out than that.
No one between him and the hoop. You're right, Clark.
Yeah, and you don't want to be giving up, guys, putback slams. That's not the kind of play that could build confidence.
And Aflalo kicks to Calderon. The three-pointer off the mark. Rockets trail by 10, and it's the Rockets on the break. Goudlock passes to Smith. Sinks the 15-footer. Smith's got 5 now.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
It's stolen by Jones. By himself, hammers it home to polish off the break.
Tell you what, that was all made possible by the heads-up defense at the other end.
And I love that as soon as they get their hands on the basketball, they immediately get out in transition.
Now Calderon. Williams dishes to Aflalo. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. And that's 17 points for Aaron Aflalo.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
On the wing, Brewer lays it up and banks it in. Brewer's got his first points of the game.
If they think that kind of defense is going to get it done against him, they're mistaken.
Good if it goes. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. Knicks lead by 7. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. Rockets trail by 7, and so in the game for the Rockets. Beverly and Harden, they're the backcourt. Motiejunas and Howard, the post pair. And it's Ariza in at the 3. And Beverly kicks to Howard. He feeds it to Ariza. Off target from three-point range. New York's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. The feed to Calderon. He kicks it to O'Quinn. Just 5 on the clock. Calderon passes to O'Quinn. Shoots from the line, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Rockets trail by 7. Harden outside. There's a screen by Motiejunas. And James Harden hits from deep. Harden's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for Houston. The Knicks shooting has been just great so far, up at 56%. Calderon dishes to Aflalo. Anthony kicks to Aflalo. O'Quinn trying to free himself up, and there's Aflalo. That's good on the assist by Anthony. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Beverly the pass to Harden. Here's Ariza. Ariza with another miss.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Beverly against Calderon. The 3. No good. Good work defensively by Anthony. He dishes it to O'Quinn. Here's Porzingis. And a miss there on the triple. Rockets trail by 6. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. And it's Beverly missing.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed.
The dish to Motiejunas. Another miss by Houston. The Knicks leading by 8. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. And there's the foul. It's on Aaron Aflalo. That is his first foul of the game.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
Beverly against Calderon. And Beverly kicks to Harden. Traps in the tray.
He didn't have a single three-pointer in the first. But here he is knocking them down.
The Knicks have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Calderon dishes to Carmelo. Pass to Porzingis. Back to Anthony. Shot clock at 6. From the stripe. And that misses badly. Air ball. Rockets trail by 5. Look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Harden against Anthony. And it's Ariza in the corner. No good on the triple. New York's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. Here's Porzingis. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Anthony's got 6 assists here tonight.
Just look at what a sniper he is from long range. He's got such an unusual skill for a big fella.
Screen by Howard. Harden the pass to Beverly. Afflalo pulls it in.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
We've seen Aaron Afflalo really having a great game.
He's really taking it to him inside. They got to find a way to slow him down.
Timeout called the Rockets. They're behind by 10. We've got 1:55 left here in the fourth quarter. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. Well, the Rockets coach had some advice for the team over that last break. He talked mainly about giving them a different look defensively and dropping more bodies into the paint, saying, listen, they're eating us up on the inside, and we need to do whatever it takes to stop it. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Doris. Here's Harden. It's rebounded by New York. Porzingis has got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Harden outside. And now, in transition, it's Afflalo. Here we go. Anthony with the bucket.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Afflalo outside. Feeds to Calderon. And there's the pass to Porzingis. And Anthony gets double-teamed. Good.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for New York.
Clark, their shot blocking turned out to give them a big advantage in this game.
Well, they were disciplined and focused, I thought, all game long, Kevin. Excellent defense around the rim.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
Really, they had their number this season. 2 wins, a home win, and an away win.
Yeah, you know, I thought the result might be a little different this time around, but clearly I was mistaken. And now they'll have to wait till next year for a shot at revenge.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Carmelo Anthony. He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. Houston with a big group substitution here. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Howard. Beasley comes in for Trevor Ariza. Brewer is checked in for James Harden. And it's Andrew Goudlock in for Patrick Beverly.
And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim, unabated in stride.
There's 53 seconds left in the game. Outside Thomas. To the paint. Wants to get it to Serafin and does. Banked in off the glass. And the Knicks lead by 17.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, I know you don't want to say it, but I will, partner. I mean, they're trying to run the score up here. It's plain and simple. They're trying to throw salt all in that wound. Good possession there, resulting in the easy one down low.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Galloway kicks to Vujicic. Dishes it to Williams. 5 on the clock. And the rejection by Smith. Jones, the pass to Goudlock. So no problem for New York as they get the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
Well, you know, it makes a big difference. I mean, you never felt like they had any doubts that they'd come out on top.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And time now to head over to Ernie Johnson for the 2K postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Carmelo Anthony. He put up a new season high tonight. And if he keeps shooting like he did tonight before the season's over, he might top it. A big key to his team's victory here.
He was up to every single challenge he faced tonight. He was in such control of the ball game. His showcase of his skill set was awesome.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow. I'm getting jealous. And he feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became unstoppable, man.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night, and we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.